the elite theory that people have been talking about is going back to that power vacuum that seems to have manifested over the last couple months. You have Elon, Peter Thiel, the PayPal Mafia, tech elite, small tech elite, if you will, sort of throwing
David
their
Sachs,
weight.
guys like that.
Yeah. It seems like, and it's being positioned as people have actually built stuff, the productive class who have built things and actually know how to get stuff done. They're looking at the U.S., the competency crisis, the deep state controlling everything and saying, all right, this is our chance to course correct here.
But they are part of the deep state, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Musk, because he's, Asperger boy. Did you read his biography, by the way?
I've not yet.
It's actually pretty entertaining. It's probably a little, oversold, but they sure make him look like a whack job. So, but if I had read this biography 20, 30 years ago, it might have changed the way I did chemistry, for example. It might have changed the way I went about problem solving and stuff like that. Because he has this don't take no for an answer approach, which is kind of Jobs-like. But he also had this incredible ability to clear problems out of his way that stopped most people. And he'd say, how much does this cost? And they'd say, it's 1.5 million. He goes, that's insane. And you go down to Walmart and buy a couple of refrigeration units and rip out the guts of it and put it in and say, that'll do it. That sort of thing. So he stopped buying all his parts for SpaceX from the military contractors because he said they're all profoundly overpriced. Made no sense. So he figured out how to make a rocket on the cheap. It's a very impressive story, actually. And he wanted a scooter when he was a kid. And he asked his dad, and his dad said no. And he just stands there staring at him, just spooking the shit out of him, right? It's like, is this kid going to stab me in my sleep or something? What's going on here? And then the next day he'd do it again. And finally his dad said, fuck it, here's your fucking scooter. And then he went to some hacker conference or something as a kid. And his dad didn't want it. So Elon went and raised the money independently of his dad. He goes to the conference and he walks. His dad goes to pick him up at the end of the conference. And there he's standing there with a bunch of big swinging dick coat heads. And he walks up and he's just banging away with these guys like there's no tomorrow. And one of the guys turns to his dad and said, you got to buy him a better computer. Right? And so he just doesn't take no for an answer, which now it's possible, therefore, that his apparent embracing of anti-deep state free speech, it may be a ruse, but it may be his Asperger's. It may be it's just him being uncontrollable.
I'm still trying to form exactly what I think is going on because it is utterly confusing, chaotic. And
there's a great metaphor. There's a great metaphor for it. And I heard it. It was from Kamala's that parody, the parody phone call to Waltz, where she says, when your GPS device starts randomly rerouting you repeatedly. And I'm going, that's brilliant. Because when that happens and you're sitting there going, and it keeps just changing the route and shit, and you're all confused. I go, they're rerouting our route now. It's like this random, you think you understand something, and then within 24 hours, your mind is just fried again by something.
Yeah.
And you can never get on your feet. You can never get sort of a firm foundation on what's going on.
No, the last few weeks, after the assassination attempt, I was like, there's no way this guy loses. And then you see the media and the rhetorical campaign behind Kamala, and you see the polls, and you're like, oh shit. And you talk to some people and they're like, yeah, I'll vote for Kamala, even though they never liked her before in their lives or understand anything.
Even though she got the same number of electoral votes as I got?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so it's bearish, and then you have Trump's back on Twitter this week. He does a space with Elon last night, and the emotions are shifting the other way. And it's
the hack job that took place. But it's not like Elon's not going to have that fixed in about, I don't know, how long did it take to fix that?
I think less than an hour.
Yeah. There's no way he was going to let that stop it.
Hey, do you still have your Bitcoin on an exchange? Don't hold your Bitcoin on an exchange. Take it into self-custody. If you're looking for an easy way to do that, We have the BitKey. BitKey is Bitcoin made easy to use and hard to lose. Take the first step, get your Bitcoin off the exchange. Check out the link in the show notes. That'll get you 20% off your BitKey, or use the code TFTC20 at checkout.